Welcome back, everyone. Happy to be here with you. Hmm. So find your spot, sitting, standing, lying down. Just be at ease, be comfortable. I wish I could see all your faces. Just imagining all the faces. So grateful to each one of you for coming today and for all the other times you've come. It's This weekly meditation has been a really big support to me during COVID, and I hope it's been helpful to you as well. So let's sit. Let's meditate together. You can allow your eyes to close or you can keep them open. As I've said before, if you want to keep them open, I would just suggest looking at something neutral, the ground or a tree outside or the sky, rather than something moving like my face on the screen. And just allow yourself to take a moment just to feel your body. Just the simplicity of noticing how you're sitting or lying down. What pops into your awareness when you tune your attention into your physical body. I had the benefit of meditating for a few minutes before you all came on and was just noticing how tightly I was holding my body at the beginning. So see if you notice something similar, if you're holding yourself rigidly or you just have kind of an intense or tight energy. Or just see what your energy is generally, just see what's here already without the need to adjust right away or fix or change. Just see how you're showing up in this moment, in the body and in the mind. Notice your energy levels, whether you feel energetic or tired or overstimulated or anything in between. And then let's all together take a big deep breath down into the belly with the intention of when we release the breath, we're going to fully invite ourselves to settle completely into the body and to let go of the past, to let go of the future, and to just invite ourselves to completely arrive just in the right now, just right now. So let's do that. Big deep breath in. Let's do it several times actually. And slow out breath. Imagining that as you breathe out, the body sinking downward, you are literally arriving in the present moment. And again, sort of seeing how the mind will jump ahead. You might see that as like a road ahead of you. And then you might see the past and all the ruminations that we go through, the second guessing, the doubting. Might see that as a road behind you. And see if when you breathe in next time, if you can imagine all of your energy sort of pulling inward So the road in front of you disappearing and the road behind you disappearing, so that all it is your body, your mind, your heart, and your soul in this moment in time, just right now. And then with your next in breath, breathe fully into the belly, allowing the belly to push outward with the in breath. And with the out breath, inwardly invite your entire being to soften into this moment, softening the body and letting go of the past and the future, and letting go of any unnecessary tension. And you can't force it, it's more of just an invitation. So do that several times, and you might find it useful to inwardly, in your mind, whisper the word soften with the out breath, because there's an automatic letting go that we can lean into that happens with every out breath. The out breath is a letting go. Invite the belly, especially, to be soft, no restricting or holding. Invite the chest wall to be soft. If you have any restrictive clothing around your belly or your chest, I would invite you to loosen it. If you're at home and you can, take it off. Just be very comfortable. You don't want anything restricting you while you're trying to sink into meditation. And begin to notice the gentle inflow and outflow of the breath. First at your nostrils. So you're noticing how it feels when the air first comes in the nostrils. You're following it up the nose, up to the third eye. And then you're following the breath back out through the nasal passages, down out through the tip of the nose. Maybe noticing the temperature change in versus out. And when thoughts or body sensations or any other phenomena, sound, whatever, when it comes into your focus of awareness, just notice it. So you don't have to like push it away. But just notice it and then begin again with the next breath, noticing the breath at the nose. And then using your imagination to imagine a slight tingly feeling at the crown of your head. Maybe you've seen one of those little wire things that you can put on the crown of your head, and it makes a very subtle sensation at the crown. Some of you may have experienced that little wire thing. And so it's kind of like that. If you haven't experienced that, just imagine there's this literally a tingly sensation, kind of like when you get goosebumps on your arm, or when a lot of people, when they feel moved, they'll have a tingly sensation up their spine. So just kind of imagine that tingly sensation either on the back of your neck or on the top of your head. And as you do that, imagine that you can breathe in like a whale through a blowhole. So imagine that you have this opening on the crown of your head where you can literally breathe in breath and life and oxygen and light. And as you breathe in, it creates a vacuum, and you can imagine that light energy is pulled into the crown of your head. And as you breathe out, imagine that this light energy, you could see it or feel it or imagine it. Imagine that it is moving downward through your body as you breathe out. And as you breathe out and the energy moves, you can imagine that this light energy is soothing and cleansing and purifying the body. It's almost like sweeping up any debris that has gathered, any clogged energy, any old wounds you want to release. Energetic or psychological. So you don't have to like get into the thinking about these different things. Just imagine that as you breathe in, the light energy is pulled into the crown. And as you breathe out, the light sweeps down through your entire body, gathering with it everything you need to release. And you might picture these things or these stuck energies as little dark spots. And the light just kind of comes along and sweeps them right up very easily without effort. And it sweeps them up and it just gathers them all down through the body, moves things down through the center of the body, sweeping as it goes down through the sacrum and down through the hips and thighs and legs, down through the feet. And then imagining that you have these roots growing out of the bottoms of your feet. It might be more intuitive for those of you that are sitting. If you're sitting on a cushion or on the floor, or you're sitting, I'm kind of sitting on a couch with my feet up. So it feels more intuitive for me to have the root growing out of the bottom of my spine because that feels like my base right now. But if you're sitting on a chair and your feet are down, it might feel more intuitive to have the roots growing out of the bottom of your feet. So just see what feels better, what makes more sense to you right now. And continue to breathe in through the crown, white light energy sweeping into the crown, pulled in by your breath, moving down through the body, passing the heart space, picking up any old emotional wounds, passing through every cell in the body. It can happen very rapidly. And then moving down through the body, sweeping up any physical, emotional, or spiritual stuck energies, sweeping it right down through your roots and back into the earth to be recycled, absorbed by the earth, connected to the earth, and deeply supported. The earth absorbing all of the stuff that is no longer serving us. So let's continue with that visualization and that meditation for the next few minutes. Now, from this more grounded place, we're going to do a little inquiry practice. And what I mean by that is we're going to inwardly ask ourselves some questions. And this is a little bit different than the way we relate to others or ourselves in sort of day to day functioning. Inquiry practice is more about asking a question to our deeper, wiser self, to our wisest self, the part of us that is connected to everything that is. Some might call it the soul or the spirit. Some might call it the divine. Some people see it as something external, like God. So it doesn't exactly matter how you frame it, but you can consider it the wise inner teacher that we all have, intuition. And it's that part of us to which we are posing the question rather than our minds. So the mind is very useful, it's very computer like. It gathers data, it compares the data to past experiences, and it spits out an answer based on what has happened before in your life. But many times there are questions that we can't answer that way, or we've been trying to answer that way and it just doesn't seem to be working. So I want to teach you, many of you are already doing this, but I want to just introduce the idea of tapping into the inner teacher, the inner witness, the inner guidance. And so you'll ask yourself the question that I'm going to suggest, and then you're going to do nothing. You're just going to move back into a meditative state where you can use the breath. If you have a mantra that you use, you can use a mantra, but you can use the breath as your object of awareness, just like we've been doing. You could even go back into the visualization that I was just teaching you, where you're pulling in light energy through your crown and it's moving through your body on the out breath down into the roots. And you're just going to wait. You're just going to meditate and you're going to release the question. The mind will probably start to try to search for an answer because that's what it does and that's its job. And that's fine. You don't have to fight with your mind. Just let it do its thing. But keep on returning to the meditation. Keep on returning either to your breath or the visualization or however you are accustomed to meditating. And just see what arises. See if pictures or images or sensations or memories arise. Sometimes kind of a knowing will drop in. And sometimes we'll get the sense that the answer didn't come. And that's okay. Because by asking the question, what we're doing is we're asking this wise inner part of us to help guide us. And there's really no forcing that. And so sometimes what will happen is we'll do this inquiry practice. And then later the answer will just kind of drop in out of nowhere, like while you're driving around or something like that. Or you'll have a dream giving you guidance. So there's no expectation of anything. All right. the idea is that we're just planting a seed by asking our soul, or your inner teacher, whatever word, God, whatever word you want to use. You can replace my languaging with whatever feels most comfortable to you. You know, for some people who are atheists, um, emptiness might be, you might ask the emptiness, you might ask the void, you might, it just, the words don't matter so much. Just find what works for you. Just find what works for you. Okay. So after all that talking, let's tune back into breathing in through the crown, breathing down and out through the body, down into the feet. Light energy moving from the crown down through the entire body and out through the bottom of the spine or the feet, grounding us to the earth, grounding us into the wisdom of nature, helping us remember that we are nature. We are the earth. We are made up of the same substances. Tuning into the breath. And then asking inwardly, and you may decide to pose the question several times. You may change the way the question is worded, but the gist of the question is show me how I am resisting my life as it is. Show me how I'm resisting my life as it is. You could phrase it in sort of an opposite way, and you could phrase it as, show me how to be in the flow of my life. Show me how to be in the flow of my life. Another way to phrase it would be, show me how to surrender to what is. Show me how to surrender what is to what is. So see which one of those you resonate most with, which one kind of grabbed your attention. I'll try to remember how I phrased them. I think the first one was, show me how I'm resisting my life as it is. The second was, show me how to open to the flow of my life. And I'm blanking on the third one. So hopefully, if you liked that one, you remember it. So just inwardly pose the question a few times and then settle into your meditation. Settle into the visualization that we were doing earlier, or if you prefer a more simple breath focused practice, that's fine. But remember, let go of the expectation for an answer and just meditate and just see, just observe. As we bring our meditation to completion, I'd invite you to join your voice with mine and join the vibration of all of us, wherever we are in time and space right now. Imagining all of our voices, all of our vibrations joined together as one. And we'll do 3 ohms. And feeling the vibration in your body of your own voice and imagining that there are 80 to 100 people throughout Madison and the state, maybe even out of state, that are doing the exact same Om at the exact same time. And all of those collective vibrations is lifting all of us up, helping us get through whatever challenges we are going through right now. So, breathing, what we'll do is we'll do one complete breath. So, in and out and in, and then we'll start with the ohms on the out breath. So, in and out first, nice deep breath, and out. In. Oh. In breath, feeling the vibration. Last one all together. In breath. Om. May the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. I bow to the light in each one of you. May you come to truly realize what an incredibly bright light you are and how important you living your fullest and truest life is for everyone. So please, please be kind to yourself, be compassionate, be loving, and know that every time you go inward like this, you are raising the vibration of the planet and helping to heal the entire planet. Thank you. We have a few minutes. Once you have a chance to kind of come back, give yourself a bit of time to just reacclimate. It's nice to kind of come back slowly. Moving the body however you need to. And just being aware that, when we do these deep inquiry practices, like I said, sometimes the answer is very subtle. Sometimes it drops in as a knowing, and sometimes it just kind of pops up in your life in various ways. Yeah, it can be interesting. So I invite you just to pay attention, see what arises. Jane is asking me to talk a bit about the third eye. So the third eye is otherwise known as the Ajna chakra, the Ajna energy center. And, physically speak, the chakras are not exactly, they don't have clear physical locations. We kind of tend to think of it that way because our brains work that way. Um, but there's just so much. I guess I don't know exactly what you're wanting to know, Jane. Um, I think reading about the chakras can be really useful. And, just doing a simple Google search, third eye, but it's thought to be linked to intuition and inner seeing. So that's the energy center that I was, intending on getting you acquainted with today in terms of this kind of inner seeing, this intuition, inner tuition. And I think that's all I'll say for today about that. If you have more specific questions, feel free to email Misty. Um, you're so welcome, everyone. Suggestions for resources, books. The book that I've mentioned before, let me see if I can find it real quick on my phone. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's something about Eastern and Western, and it talks about the chakras. And I'm finding it. There it is. Okay. It's called Eastern Body, Western Mind. Misty, I don't know if you'd be willing to type this in for me into the answer chat, however you want to do it. But it's called Eastern Body, Western Mind, Psychology and the Chakra System as a Path to the Self. So Eastern, I think if you Google what I Googled just now is Eastern Western Chakra, and the book is the first hit that comes up. So that is the book that I would recommend. That's the book that I'm slowly moving through myself right now. So I hope that helps. Graciela says, thanks, Dr. Sarah, for your guidance and inspiration in these meditation sessions. I wish you peace, love, and joy. Thank you. I wish each one of you peace, love, and joy. Thank you so much. And Mark says, wishing everyone meaningful holidays. Thank you. Thank you, Carl and Roxanne and Jane and Graciela and Lori and everybody else who's on here. I love our little community, and it's just been such a joy. It'll be so much fun when we can get together in person again. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Looks like Misty just put up an Amazon link to the book, so hopefully that's helpful. And yeah, just so much gratitude for each one of you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up and being here and being present with yourself and being real. It's a big gift to the world. And I'll be with you over the holidays. I'll be thinking of you, and please listen to the meditations if that brings you joy, if that is helpful to you. They're all on the website. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you again in 2021 and on January 20th.